One of the first places people go to is they say, oh, you're exploiting these women. It's not exploitation, okay? So this knee-jerk reaction, this white knighting knee-jerk reaction you guys do, these women love the fact that somebody would take the time out of their day to write them. So I don't understand, where does that come from? I don't understand. Exploitation, I'm going to tell you what exploitation is. Exploitation is when you go on Tinder, right? And you get a guy like me, I get 17 matches on Tinder. Each one of my 17 matches is probably talking to about 50 men. That's exploitation. And then not letting you know who you match with and making you have to pay for that information. That's exploitation. When the deck is already stacked against you to where they're going to make you pay just to have a slightly better chance, that's exploitation, right? So as usual, our enemies are accusing us of the things that they're actually doing. That is exploitation. That is, I mean, I couldn't think of a more, you know, me spending my own money to write female inmates that want me to write them. Explain to me how that is exploitation, right? Now you may say that I'm taking advantage of the social dynamics here, the power imbalance or whatever. I mean, okay, women don't do that? All I'm doing is reversing the principle. Okay, scarcity creates value. Another critique I'm going to get is that all these women are super manipulative. Okay, well, if you don't want to deal with women because they're manipulative, by all means, just watch porn and masturbate. You don't have to deal with these manipulative women if you just watch porn and masturbate. And you can do that all throughout your 20s and focus on making money. It's probably a good idea, believe it or not. You go on the Securus app, you're going to write your initial contact. This was probably a girl with a life sentence. And she knows everybody, all right? She knows everybody in the prison. She's going to be your eyes and ears. She's going to know, and basically she's banking on her reputation. If she sends a bunch of crappy girls your way, then she needs to know that like all of you will cut her off basically. She is your link to all the other women that you're writing in prison, all right? You talk to several girls. You talk to girl 1, you talk to girl 2, you talk to girl 3, you talk to girl 4. You just get to know them as friends. There's nothing inherently evil about that. You get to know these girls as friends, so I would recommend you talk to more than one. It just is what it is. You want to get to know them before you commit to any of them. But this is the best method of doing it. Otherwise, you're looking up what the most popular baby names in the 2000s were, and you're typing random names into the inmate search, and it's just like, no, you don't really want to do that. If you could possibly avoid it, you want to talk to a guy like me that's already been doing this, so that way he can get your foot in the door so you know who's who and you kind of know who to talk to. The Securus app, it's not high speed, low drag. The Securus app is not high speed, low drag. It's not like Facebook. Your messages are being read by the authorities. They have to approve stuff, so if you said anything too crazy, they're not going to allow nudity through, stuff like that. They can send you pictures through the kiosk, which is kind of cool. They're not going to be sending you any crazy pictures, but a lot of these girls had social media before they got locked up, so you can kind of see what they look like on Facebook as well, see what they look like when they were free. A lot of them are going to want pictures from their social media. They're going to want you to send it back to them so they can look at pictures of themselves. The vanity. But yeah, this is a very viable method, you know. This is an extremely viable method. And yeah, they are lonely. They are socially isolated. And guess what else? They also realize the realities of life. Yeah, they realize that all the people they thought were their friends aren't really their friends when they got locked up. They realize that. And so this is a perfect opportunity to take advantage of a principle I said in another video. In another video, I talked about how when the chips are down and shit gets real, their priorities change. Well, for these girls, the chips are down and shit has gotten real. Shit has hit the fan in their life, right? And so if you've got your own shit together and you're tired of dealing with drama and nonsense, and you know, you want a girl that has her priorities kind of straight, this is kind of how you can go about meeting one. I'm not saying this is the only thing you should do. I'm not saying you should delete your Tinder account, because you might still meet girls on Tinder or whatever. I'm just saying, like, this is a very viable method, you know, and I understand not every guy out there is a super fucking alpha, you know what I'm saying? And you shouldn't have to be to get married and have kids. You shouldn't have to be some super fucking mega alpha because, you know, when you're dealing with nature, when you're dealing with humanity, you're dealing with the law of averages. That you're most likely you are average in most ways. There may be certain areas where you're above average, but the average person is average, right? And so, like, if you're the average man, you should be able to get married and have some fucking kids, right? And right now, society is set up to where that can't really happen, you know? So there's some pretty dark implications on the societal implications on, like, where that's going to go. I think male frustration will let me put it this way. There's a reason I'm dressed this way right now. I'm getting ready for it. I don't think a society where the average man can't get married and have kids is going to last. This is survivalism and prepping, you know? This is. You know, you want... we're social creatures. You know what I mean? You don't want to be alone. You don't want to be fighting this battle alone. You want to have friends, and you want to have a woman in your life. And I know you guys are going to ask, well, where's your woman? Well, I'm still working on that. I'm doing this myself. I'm talking to female inmates. Yeah, I got an account on Tinder. I got 17 matches or whatever. It might be like 18 or 19 now. I don't know. But, you know, I mean, I'm not too excited about Tinder. I'm not too crazy about it. Particularly should be writing, Florida Department of Corrections is a very, very big prison system. It's one of the biggest in the countries. The inmates do have the tablets, so they can send emails and stuff like that. It's actually a pretty good option, you know. And then when the EOS, they can talk to their classification officer, and they'll be bussed to literally wherever. I mean, in the continental United States. So if you're in the continental United States and you've been talking to one of these girls for like a year or something, and you know she's getting out, and she didn't really have any place to go, but you've been talking to her for an entire year, you've gotten to know her pretty well. You can go ahead and have her shipped to your nearest Greyhound station and have her come to your house. You know, I mean, I know that sounds kind of crazy to some people. I think people need to just get out of their shell and just start doing shit. You know, because I mean, in today's age, you need to take some risks. I mean, if you wanna have true happiness, you're gonna have to take a risk now and then. You know, if the risks are acceptable, then they're worth taking. And I'd say with this kind of thing, yeah, I'd say the risks are worth it. Your chance of getting a chick with some emotional maturity is actually pretty high. You know, I mean, in those four walls, you got nothing to do but think. You, as a man, you need to be very careful which one you choose, right? But now you have options and you have choices. You see what I mean? So this is less dangerous for you than Tinder, really. Because you have choices, you have options, and that's the way it should be. And so we're going to get back to that, and this is going to change the social dynamics. If we can get a lot of men to do it, it's going to change the social dynamics out here in the free world as well, because women are going to have to compete with the women that are locked up. And so that's another thing I want to do. I want to put the woman out here in competition with the woman in prison. I want the woman out here to realize, no. If you go to acting like that, we got women in prison that are getting out that will appreciate us. This is how we're going to reclaim the sexual energy that we've lost in our society. This is how we're going to get it back. This is how we're going to get men back in the position they need to be. You know what I mean? And so I really hope you guys are taking this seriously. This will change your life 100%. This is a game changer. We live in uncertain times. It looks like a limited nuclear exchange could be happening. I mean, we're overdue for crazy things to happen. There's cans we've been kicking down the road for a long time. Other people have talked about it, so I don't really need to go into that. Securus app. Let me know in the comment section if you guys need any help. I'd be glad to help you guys. This is definitely, I'm in it for the right reasons here. I'm not making any money at all. And remember, the future belongs to those that prepare for it. Jordan Jareb, signing off.